Well, good morning. My name is Jessica. I'm one of the pastors at Twin Lakes, and as always, it's great to be joining you for today's video Devo. So the other week, Steve, Craig, and I were in the office and we were talking about our kids. And Steve just took his youngest to college, so he is now an empty nester. And I'm in a very different phase of life. We have two littles at home. I have a preschooler and a toddler. But you know what? Steve and I realized that we were both learning the same thing. We were both learning to surrender. We're learning that in this stage of parenting, maybe in every stage of parenting, I'm not really in control and I need to let go of some things. And even before talking to Steve, I'd been thinking about how parenthood is just one long journey in learning how to surrender. Now, with a 3.5-year-old and almost 2-year-old, I'm not very far into that journey, but I think that realization that I'm not in control started the day they were born. It's pretty common practice right now to make a birth plan up, like to write it out before you head to the hospital. So we had one. We had a birth plan. I'd written it out. I thought about it. And then Logan decided that he wanted to arrive about 3 weeks early. And our birth plan stayed at home on the laptop while we went to the hospital. So we never even got a chance to follow that birth plan. And also then Logan took 32 hours before making his debut, which definitely taught me I was not in control. Fast forward, almost 2 years later, Clara's turn. We were a little more prepared for Clara to come early. However, we were not really prepared for the quickness with which Clara came, as she arrived about 3 hours, 3 hours into labor. Neither of those situations was I in control. And really from that day on, I've learned I kind of need to surrender and realize that I am not in control in a variety of ways. So often in life, we like to think that we're in control. I like to have a plan. I find comfort in having a plan and routine, in anticipating what is next and being prepared. But too often I hold really tightly to that plan. And instead of being like, okay, God, here's my plan, but I'll do what you want. I'm like, here's my plan, God. You're going to do my plan, right? But it doesn't happen that way. And I'm learning that I need to be open-handed with my plans and with my life before God. And you know what? It actually is comforting to know that I'm not ultimately the one in control. I know my limits, I know my weaknesses, and I know that if I'm the one that I have to rely on all the time, I'm going to be in trouble. There's a song by the late Christian artist Rich Mullins, and it's called Hold Me Jesus, and it's one of my favorite songs. It's written really as a cry out to Jesus, as a prayer to Jesus for comfort in the midst of difficult times. And there's a line in that song where Rich sings, "I'd rather fight you for something I don't really want than take what you give that I need." And isn't that the truth? I think I know what I need. I definitely know what I want. But God in his wisdom knows that what I want, what I desire, isn't always what's best. And he says, no, I'm not going to give you what you want, what you think that you need. I'm going to give you what I know that you need. And God provides for us, and he takes care of us because he knows what we need. I don't think I will ever fully master surrendering. I kind of give a little bit up and then I want to take it back, or I give a lot up and then I take a little bit more back. And then I encounter circumstances in life where I go, God, I don't, you got this, right? Because I certainly don't have it. And so I need to daily choose to surrender my plans, to surrender my will, to see what God has for me, to be willing to set aside what I want for the sake of obedience to God and for the sake of others. And after all, that's what Jesus did when he came to earth. He surrendered his will for our sake. He said, Lord, not my will, but yours be done. And so on this day, in this season, I find that I ask myself these questions. What do I need to surrender today? And what do I need to surrender in this season? And I hope that you take a little bit of time today to think about that. Maybe there's something you're holding on to for today that you need to let go of, or maybe you're in a season where you realize, hey, for this season of life, I need to let go of this and I need to surrender this to the Lord. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you find comfort knowing that God's got you, he is guiding for you, and he is providing for you. Bye.